Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. So, last weekend we filmed an episode for Cluckin' Shotgun Shells. A manicotti shell stuffed with cream cheese, other cheeses, I don't remember what we used, and chipotles, wrapped in a marinated thinly cut chicken breast, wrapped in bacon, and then smoked. It was a huge hit at the party that we went to. So, inspiration hit me again. Today, we're going to make another variation on shotgun shells, a chili dog shotgun shell. So first thing we need to do is get the innards for the manicotti together. What I have in my bowl here is 1 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese. To that, I'm going to add 1 diced up sweet onion. Surprisingly, my plan worked flawlessly. To that, we're going to add 1 cup of shredded cheese. I have a mixture here of Monterey Jack and cheddar. And 1 can of Hormel no beans chili. I'm going to get all that stirred up. What I failed to mention at the beginning was this is the day before we intend to smoke these. I want to give a good 24 hours for the innards and the bacon on either side of the manicotti to help soften up that shell a little bit. One of the biggest errors you can make while making shotgun shells is not getting your shell soft. So you can do that a couple different ways. One, not making it early enough ahead of time to get those softened up. Or 2, having exposed shells not wrapped in bacon or some other thing. So I got all the innards mixed together. It's quite thick, and that's great because we want it to stay in the shell when it's getting smoked. So number 1, thick innards. We'll talk about number 2 way to keep that in the shell in a little bit, but now I got to get them stuffed. Now, with the stuffing that we used last week that was just cream cheese, another shredded cheese, and chipotles, it was very easy to put that in a piping bag and pipe it in there. This stuff is way too thick for that, so you're going to have to use your grubby little paws for this. So it's going to get a little messy. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to pay off in the end. So take my manicotti shell and just use my fingers and start poking this stuff in there. Get it as full as you can, no big air pockets. Try and make it stop at the other end of the shell and go no further. That's going to help us later with our efforts. All right, that one's good and stuffed. Now I'm going to go and stuff the rest of them until I run out of stuffing or run out of manicotti, and then we'll talk about the next step. We'll see you then. Alrighty, next step in construction. All of our manicotti is stuffed. The amounts that I gave you for that stuffing will easily work for 14 manicotti shells. I probably had enough left over to do 2 more. So I just took it, popped it in the microwave for about 45 seconds, and it made an incredible chili con queso to eat with chips. And the director's munching down on it right now. Oh yeah. So our next step, to help keep that stuffing in, I'm going to take a strip of bacon and we're going to cover the ends and wrap it just like that. So I'm going to do this to all 14, and then we'll be back to do the next step. See you then. All right, now for the final steps today that we need to get done. First of all, get yourself some great big, huge, thick wieners. These are from Costco, the Kirkland ones. So we're going to take those wieners, cut them in half, and then we're going to cut this half into 4 different planks. Now, the 4 planks, you grab one of your shotgun shells, you have 2 pieces of bacon at the ready, and your hot dog planks are going to go 90 degrees apart from each other all the way around the shotgun shell. So 1 on the top, 1 on the side, 1 on the bottom, 1 on the other side. Then, to glue those on, we're going to wrap them with the bacon, wrap them good and tightly. Now, as this bacon cooks, it's going to shrink, and it's going to keep all this together. And that's it. There you've got your chili dog shotgun shell. So I'm going to finish these up and then get them in the fridge. Tomorrow we'll fire up the grill, we'll get some seasoning on these and finish these up and see how they are. We'll see you then. All right, it is chili dog shotgun shell day. The shotgun shells have been sitting in the refrigerator overnight. The smoker is already preheated to 225. We just finished cooking a brisket, which if you haven't seen our brisket video, you need to check that out. Absolutely amazing. And we're cooking a big one because we want to have leftover brisket stroganoff. So if you haven't seen that video, check that one out too. In the meantime, one last step indoors before these puppies go onto the smoker. So we're going to take them and use a good rub. I have some Cosmo Q Honey Chipotle Killer Bee Rub that I'm going to put on them. Now, don't be afraid by that name. It doesn't have a whole lot of heat. It just has that deep, rich, smoky flavor of Chipotles. And it's going to go delicious on these shotgun shells. So not a crazy coating, but a nice, decent coating. All right, just like that. So I'm going to get the other 13 done. We'll see you out at the smoker when it's time to put these on. All right, got the smoker setting at 231 degrees. Just came down from finishing up the brisket. Let's get these on. All right, we're going to give these about an hour and a half. Then we're going to come out here, bump up the temperature to about 350 to get that bacon crisp a little bit. Then we'll hit them with a basting sauce, let that set up in there for 10 minutes, then it's going to be time to try them. We'll see you back in an hour and a half. All right, it's been an hour and a half at 225 degrees. Now I'm going to bump it up to 350 degrees to help crisp up that bacon. But I can't resist. Let's give them a look. Oh, looking gorgeous. I don't see a lot of spillage, so our strategy to keep the stuffing in is working for us. So the shotgun shells have been cooking for 20 minutes at 350 degrees. Now we're going to hit them with a baste. I'm going to use some Sweet Baby Ray's honey mustard dipping sauce. We're going to brush these on every one of them, let them go for another 10 minutes, and then take them inside, let them cool a little bit, and it's time for judgment. All right, we'll see you inside in about 10 minutes. All righty, they're off the smoker. It is now time for judgment by the director.
There you go.
How do they compare to last week's clucking shotgun shells?
I like those so much better.
Uh-huh.
Aren't that good?
Can you taste the chili in there? Did we get enough of that in there?
Probably could have used a little bit more.
Okay, maybe a little more chili. How about the hot dogs? Can you taste the hot dogs?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. But overall, good?
Overall good.
There you go. So you might want to add a little bit more chili. The wrapping the bacon long ways around it did hold the stuffing in. I have hardly any leakage from any of the 14 shotgun shells. So yeah, I'm going to call this a success. So, hey, thank you so much for joining us. And until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.